This is session 1, distillation and TXY diagram. We'll also understand how distillation can be represented on TXY diagram. After this session, you will be able to understand completely miscible systems, binary, how to construct TXY diagram, and in TXY diagram, you will be able to identify liquid, vapor and liquid plus vapor regions, recognize bubble points and dew points, apply lever rule, and mark distillation, which is vaporization and condensation happening one after the other continuously. And this operation you will be able to represent it on TXY diagram. Let us first understand what is the meaning of this completely miscible binary systems. Binary systems means there will be two components. One example is if you mix kerosene and water, it will form two distinct layers, kerosene at the top and water will be at the bottom layer, organic and inorganic layer, that's what they call. You will be able to see kerosene and water separately. So it will look like two liquids. This is called completely immiscible system. On the other hand, if you mix ethyl alcohol and water, it will appear as single homogeneous liquid. So if you mix ethyl alcohol and water, you will not be able to identify where is ethyl alcohol and where is water. So this is called completely miscible system. So it will appear as if it is single liquid. Now other examples of completely miscible systems are methanol and water, benzene and toluene, acetic acid and water. These are the examples of miscible systems. Now if you have a mixture which contains methanol and water, if you want to separate them, there must be some method of separation. Benzene and toluene also, if there is a mixture, how to separate benzene and toluene? Separation of components in a miscible system is possible only when the components individually in their pure state should have differing boiling points. For example, boiling point of pure benzene is 80 degrees centigrade, pure toluene is 110.4 degrees centigrade. So there is a difference between the boiling points of these two components. So using this, it is possible to separate benzene and toluene. So the method used is distillation. So benzene has got lower boiling point. The component that has lower boiling point is called more volatile component. So obviously pure toluene is a less volatile component. Now let us understand TXY data and what is a diagram and what are the various features in this TXY diagram. And this TXY diagram that I am going to show you is of normal heptane and normal octane, and this TXY data is for 1 atmospheric pressure. So this is the data. At different temperatures, there are values of X and Y given here. We'll understand what is the meaning of this X and Y. Right now, please understand that at 1 atmospheric pressure, the boiling point of normal heptane is 98.4 degrees centigrade and that of normal octane is 125.6. So here it starts from 98.4 and goes up to 125.6. At 1 atmospheric pressure, the mixture of normal heptane and normal octane will exist as two phases. One is vapor phase, other one is liquid phase. In liquid phase also there will be two components. In vapor phase also there will be two components. So as long as these two components are in between these two temperatures and at 1 atmosphere, it will exist as it will exist as two phases, one vapor and one liquid phase. And when both liquid and vapor are there, and liquid also has both the components, vapor also has both the components, we must have some nomenclature to represent composition of liquid and composition of vapor. Composition of liquid will mean 2 percentages or 2 mole fractions because it has two components. So I designate X as a mole fraction of normal heptane. Why normal heptane? Normal heptane is a component which is more volatile because its boiling point is less compared to the other component. So X is always mole fraction of more volatile component in liquid phase. Obviously 1 minus X, because we are talking about binary system, 1 minus X will be the mole fraction of the other component. What is the other component? Less volatile component in liquid phase, and in this case less volatile component is normal octane. So this is how we represent the composition of liquid, which has got two components. So one is x, other one is 1 minus x for binary system. Similarly, there is vapor also. Vapor can also contain both the components. So y is designated as mole fraction of more volatile component, that is normal heptane, and 1 minus y will represent mole fraction of less volatile, in this case normal octane in vapor phase. So both x and y are mole fractions of more volatile component. Both x and y are mole fraction of more volatile component. Now TXY data for normal heptane, this is what is the representation of x and 1 minus x, how these composition of the liquid and vapor phase are designated. Now, for example, the meaning of this is, if you take a closed container and I will put some normal heptane and normal octane. It doesn't matter how much. You decide how much normal heptane and normal octane you have to take, dump it into this container and maintain the temperature of 110 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere. Whether you put normal heptane and normal octane in the form of only vapor or in the form of only liquid, it doesn't matter. But if you bring the temperature to 110 degrees centigrade and pressure to 1 atmosphere, it will separate into liquid and vapor. So this is equilibrium. So when liquid and vapor are in touch with each other, then they will be in equilibrium. So no matter what is the amount of heptane and octane you have taken, if it is 110 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere, it will have two phases, vapor phase and liquid phase. So vapor will have both the components, liquid also will have both the components. At 110 degrees centigrade, liquid will have a composition of x is equal to 0.487 or 48.7% normal heptane, which is more volatile component. Therefore, 51.3% will be normal octane. It is regardless of how much liquid is there. I am talking about only the mole fraction, which is percentage. Similarly, vapor is represented as y. It will be 0.674 or 67.4% normal heptane. Other one is normal octane. Now, who decides that this should be the composition of liquid and vapor? This is decided by the thermodynamics or the nature. And at this 110 and 1 atmosphere, if you see the table here, that is 110 degrees centigrade, 0.487 and 0.674. That's what I have written here. So this is at equilibrium. This mixture will exist at 110 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere. Liquid will have this composition and vapor will have this composition. That is the meaning of this table. Similarly, at 115, it will have both liquid and vapor. And this is the mole fraction of heptane in liquid phase. This is the mole fraction of heptane in vapor phase. So this is equilibrium condition. This condition is equilibrium. So these are all equilibrium values. If you plot x on x-axis and y on y-axis, you will get equilibrium curve. So this is the meaning of TXY data that is tabulated here. Okay. Now when you make the plot of t versus x and t versus y, you will get two curves. This is t versus x and t versus y. And as I keep repeating this, x is the mole fraction of normal heptane in liquid phase and y is the mole fraction of normal heptane in vapor phase, and normal heptane is the more volatile component. Now here x and y are represented here. Now this, for example, this 0.4 can be value of x, it can be value of y. Whether it is the value of x or y depends upon whether you are referring to liquid phase or vapor phase. So that also we will see. And this is called, this curve t versus y is called dew points, and this is called bubble points, and this is the region of liquid phase, and this is a region of vapor phase, and here this is the region of liquid plus vapor, and this point is boiling point of pure normal octane, this is boiling point of pure normal heptane, and temperature is plotted on y-axis. So in order to understand different regions and what they signify, what I will do is I will magnify certain portion of this diagram, enlarge it and explain what each point, each line, each region represents correctly. So let us do that exercise. So this is the, for example, here this temperature is somewhere closer to 100. Okay, so I have magnified this portion, you can see here. So it starts from 90 temperature, 100 is somewhere here. So this is how you can understand it better. Now let us understand all the points and all the curves, all the region here closely, one by one. Suppose if you take pure normal octane and have the temperature constant at 90 degrees centigrade and pressure to be 1 atmosphere, this will represent some point on this diagram. Where it is? It will be here. When you say pure normal octane, and this x-axis is the value of either x or y, which is the mole fraction of normal heptane. If you take pure normal octane, in that percentage of heptane will be 0. So x will be 0, whether it is liquid or vapor phase. X will be, the value of composition will be 0. So this is one point. The other condition here is I have taken this at 90 degrees centigrade. So on this, 90 degrees centigrade here is. So this is the point representing pure normal octane at 90 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere, and it falls in this region. Therefore, this will be liquid. You cannot have pure normal octane at 90 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere in vapor phase. It is impossible. Nature does not allow. Thermodynamics does not allow. So this is the point which represents this particular condition. Now taking this pure normal octane, there is no heptane, therefore composition is 0. Now if we take this pure normal octane and start heating, keeping the pressure constant 1 atmosphere, its temperature only will start increasing until some point, and that is here. So this point will move in this direction up till here. At this point, it will start boiling because it has reached the boiling point at 1 atmospheric pressure. It will start boiling and starts getting converted into vapor. After that also, if you continue heating, the vapor which is formed will start getting heated up. It starts becoming vapor with higher temperature. That's what will happen. So as you increase the temperature, it will increase. Only the temperature will increase, but it will remain as liquid. So you'll be supplying what is known as sensible heat. From here onwards, it will start boiling. After boiling, it will become vapor. The vapor temperature will start increasing. This is how this point will move. Okay. Now, next, one more point. If you take, on the other hand, pure normal heptane at 90 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere. Pure normal heptane will mean percentage of normal heptane in that will be 1. Percentage of normal octane will be 0. So I am representing percentage of heptane only here. So this is pure normal heptane. X will be X equal to 1 if it is liquid. So this will be the point. So pure normal heptane at 90 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere can exist only in liquid state. Okay. Now if you heat this, keeping the pressure constant, it will start boiling at this particular value, 95.4 or something like that. So beyond this, if you continue heating, the vapor temperature will start increasing along this line, and it will continue to remain as vapor only. So this is vapor region. This is liquid region. Here in between, you will get liquid plus vapor region. Let us see all that in detail. Now, if I want to represent one point which is normal heptane at 20%, octane 80%, temperature is 95 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere. Okay. Now normal heptane, X value which is 0.2 and temperature is 95. So this is one value, 0.2 X value. X or Y I don't know. Okay, only normal heptane is mentioned. Liquid phase and vapor phase is not mentioned. Let us fix this point. Now where it will come here, it will depend upon the temperature. The temperature is 95 degrees centigrade here. So the point will come here. This is the point. This point represents normal heptane and octane. Therefore, since it falls in liquid region, this will represent liquid only. So if you take normal heptane with these percentages and temperature and pressure is this much, it will be in liquid state. If you take this, you are representing liquid with normal heptane 40%, remaining normal octane, temperature is 105 degrees centigrade. That's what it represents. So it is liquid phase only. This is in the vapor region. If you take 65% heptane and 35% normal octane, and have the temperature 125 and pressure 1 atmosphere, it can only exist as vapor. There will be only vapor. That's the meaning of this point. So any point here will represent mixture, only vapor phase. Here it will represent only liquid phase. Now, if you start with normal heptane 20% and 80% normal octane at this particular conditions, if you heat this at constant pressure, liquid temperature will start increasing. The percentages will remain so because it is still liquid only. So it will acquire what is known as sensible heat and its temperature will increase until it reaches here. Here something happens, and that is first bubble will be formed. When the bubble gets formed, bubble will have both normal heptane and normal octane. But normal heptane is more volatile. So whatever one small bubble is formed, in that small bubble, percentage of heptane will be more than 20%. That is the meaning of more volatile. That's what happens here. Now you have liquid phase as well as vapor phase. Liquid also will have two components. Vapor also will have two components. Therefore, liquid will have one composition, vapor will have another composition. That is represented by liquid normal heptane. It is slightly more only. Percentages will change and it is little more than 180% because here exactly on the point it represents 118 degrees centigrade. Little above, infinitesimally small distance. So you will get liquid and vapor. This is the vapor composition. Okay. And you can read that value here. Okay. You read the value of X here. So at this particular point, it will form liquid and vapor. Liquid will have this composition. Vapor will have this composition. This is the percentage of normal heptane in vapor phase. This is the percentage of normal heptane in the liquid phase. They will be in equilibrium. If you continue this exercise till 120 degrees centigrade is reached, the point will move here. It will get into liquid and vapor region at a higher level. So it will still contain liquid and vapor mixture. Liquid will have one composition, vapor will have another composition, and those compositions are given by these values. And this line joining is called tie line. This is the values of X and Y which are in equilibrium. And this will represent the composition of liquid. This will represent composition of vapor. So this is a value here, liquid. You can see here 120 because I have reached here 120. This is 120 degrees centigrade. This is the percentage of more volatile component liquid phase, and this is in the vapor phase. You can see here, you can read the values here. This is 0.157 and this is 0.279. So this is called tie line. So if you continue here, the point you may reach this temperature. That time this will be the tie line and you will get the corresponding X value here and Y value here. This is what happens further heating. And at this point, everything will become vapor. Then vapor temperature will start increasing if you increase the temperature. That's what will happen. Now let us see liquid at this condition. This is in liquid phase, obviously because of the composition and this temperature. When you heat, its temperature will increase. At this particular point, it will flash into vapor. First bubble will be formed. First bubble gets formed. Then this is the vapor composition or bubble composition. This will be remaining liquid composition. And this is again one tie line. If you continue heating, more vapor will be formed at the expense of liquid. And at 115 degrees centigrade, it will have some liquid and vapor. Liquid will have this composition and vapor will have this composition. Both are in percentage of normal heptane only. I am repeating this. Okay, this is again one more tie line. So what has happened here? It has become bubble. It has become bubble at this temperature. See, at 120 degrees centigrade, this is 115. Okay, see 115, 0.312 and 0.492. So you can see here 0.392, this one. And this is 0.492. This is 0.492 and this is 0.312. This would have been here actually 115. at 115 degrees centigrade. Now this is a curve where the moment the temperature reaches these values here, it is becoming bubble. Therefore, this is called locus of bubble points. So if you start from here, liquid, at this temperature, it will become vapor, bubble will be formed. So all this will represent points of bubble formation. That's why it is called as bubble point or bubble curve. This is also another tie line. So there are infinite tie lines here. Okay. Now if you take this vapor, 0.66, it is vapor. So Y value, normal octane. Normal octane will be 44%, temperature is 125. If you cool this here, something happens. First, this is vapor. First liquid droplet will be formed here. That liquid droplet will have this composition. First liquid droplet will be formed and this will be the liquid composition. You can read from here. Similarly, if you continue cooling it at this particular temperature, there will be liquid and vapor. This will be the liquid composition and this will be the vapor composition. This is vapor and this is liquid. This is what happens. Reverse of what happens from here to here. So here first liquid droplet gets formed. Here at 105 degrees centigrade, it will be liquid and vapor. This is the liquid composition. You can read from here 0.655 and Y will be 0.810. This is what is the composition. Therefore, this is called locus of dew points because first liquid droplet gets formed. Dew formation. Okay, now let us understand distillation. How distillation can be represented on this TXY diagram and how distillation is an operation which brings about separation. That is important for us. So let us start with 100 moles of liquid and 50% normal heptane at 95 degrees centigrade. At this condition, this is the value of composition, this is the temperature. It falls in the liquid region, therefore this is liquid. So I have taken 100 moles. So here 100 moles of liquid. You can take 100 moles, you can 10 moles. The point is this only, no matter what is the amount of liquid that you are taking. Now what I will do is, I will heat this. I will heat. See that the temperature reaches this particular value. This 110, 111 and this will be 112. So 112. So what I will do is, heat it to a temperature of 112 degrees centigrade. At this particular temperature, it will form first bubble. It will start boiling and I will continue to heat and temperature will be this much. It will have both liquid and vapor. Now this 100 moles of liquid will become 57.89 moles of liquid and 42.11 moles of vapor. If you add, you will get 100 only. But liquid and vapor are separated. Both will have both the components. So this will have 42% normal heptane. This will have 61% of normal heptane. This is the vapor. That composition is here actually. Liquid composition is here. You can read from here. Now, if you see, this liquid is having 50% of normal heptane. By converting this into vapor by increasing its temperature at 1 atmosphere only, you are getting a vapor which has got 42.11 moles amount but 61% normal heptane. You have got 50% normal heptane here. It has become 61% normal heptane. Percentage of more volatile component has increased. But if you add the amount of heptane here, the amount of heptane here, you will get this composition only. That will not change because total amount of normal heptane will not change. Okay. So this is amounting to some sort of separation. This has become purer in normal heptane, which also means some extent of separation has occurred at 112 degrees centigrade. Now what will be done is, we'll do after getting this vapor, what is done with this vapor we will see. Before that, let us note down this point B, C and D. I have written the values of X here. Okay, this is the value of X 0.5. C, this is the value. Okay, you don't say, let us say it is not X and Y, it is the value of X axis here and value of X axis for D is this much, that is 0.61. So it is value of X and Y depending upon whether it is liquid or vapor. That's a different thing. This is value of this X axis points. Okay. Now, In order to understand how I have arrived at these values, let us apply lever rule for this case. It's called lever rule. So what I will do is I will magnify this portion and explain that lever rule. So here it is. This only is magnified here. So let us have a look at this and understand lever rule. So it is a repetition of that diagram. I have represented values of x-axis points for B and C and D. Point C will represent liquid. Percentage of more volatile component, which is normal heptane, is to be read from here. 0.42 or 42%. Point D is vapor. 0.61 is the mole fraction of normal heptane, which is here. Okay, 0.61. I have taken total 100 moles to begin with. Now let us understand what is lever rule and how I can find out the liquid and vapor amounts. This is lever rule. So there will be liquid and vapor. How many moles of liquid are there and how many moles of vapor are there in this mixture represented by this particular tie line? So when you write moles of liquid in the numerator, what you should do is a line segment which does not touch liquid region. So there are so many line segments here. One line segment is BD, other line segment is BC, one more line segment is CD. There are 3 line segments on this line actually. So when you write moles of liquid in the numerator, on this side, numerator should have a line segment which does not touch this liquid region. So liquid region is here. So this is that line segment. So I write DB. Instead of writing BD, I have written DB. D will have a X value higher compared to B. Whether you write DB or BD, it doesn't matter. But I want a positive number here because it is only length that I have to represent. Magnitude of the length of that line. Divided by moles of vapor. When you write moles of vapor in the denominator, you have to write here a line segment which does not touch this vapor region, and that is BC because vapor region is here. This is called lever rule. Now, if you want to write moles of liquid divided by total moles of liquid plus vapor, moles of liquid, you have to write again dB, moles of liquid vapor together is the total length of the line segment. So this is also lever rule. You can also moles of vapor here, moles of L plus V. When you write here moles of V, you have to write here BC. So that's how it changes. So this is called lever rule. Using this, we can find out what is the amount of liquid and vapor, because we will be knowing on the lines here. If you make a graph or looking at the values of coordinates of B, C and D, this can be evaluated easily. That's what is done here. So 0.61 line segment DB, 0.61 minus 0.5 divided by DC. DC is here. 0.61 minus this will be 0.42. So we'll get 0.5789 by 1. Okay. It means for every 1 mole of liquid and vapor mixture, there will be 0.5789 moles of liquid. That is the meaning. So I have started with total 100 moles of this liquid and vapor. Therefore, for 100 moles, it will be 57.89 moles of liquid. Similarly, we can find out what is the amount of vapor. Anyway, total 100 moles. Liquid is these many moles. The balance must be vapor. But we can also use lever rule to calculate this independent of this. Okay, apply lever rule and then get this 42.11 moles of vapor. So liquid will be 42.11 moles. This is exactly what was shown earlier. So 57.89, 42.11. Temperature will be 112 degrees centigrade because you are here. If you continue heating further, temperature will increase like this. Liquid will be having this composition. Vapor will be having this composition. Liquid and vapor will adjust based upon this ratio and this ratio, that is lengths. Liquid and vapor amount will be varying. Composition also will be varying, but composition here will become little less than this. Okay, so please understand. This is what happens when you heat and when it becomes liquid and vapor mixture. Okay, now you see here we ended with this 42.11 moles with 61% normal heptane at 112 degrees centigrade. This is better compared to this percentage, higher percentage of normal heptane. Let us see what can be done to this. What I will do to that is I will cool this now. I will cool this to this particular 108 degrees centigrade. So this is the line of 108 degrees centigrade. if you cool this to 108 degrees centigrade, this was only pure vapor, and we know how many amounts, 42.11 only. When you reach this, it will have both liquid and vapor. Again, amount of liquid and vapor will depend upon this length and this length, etc. Lever rule will be applied. According to that lever rule, liquid form will be this much, vapor form will be this much. This plus this will be equal to 42.11. But this vapor, you see, this is the vapor composition. So you will get a higher percentage of normal heptane. It was 61%, now it has become 73%. So the percentage of normal heptane is increasing, step by step. But also look at this. We had 100 moles, now we got only 42.11 moles. Now you have got only 14.04 moles. The percentage will increase, but this amount of vapor will decrease. This has resulted in separation. Okay. So this is at 108 degrees centigrade. Now, if you take the heptane here, multiply by the number of moles, you will get total heptane here. Similarly, this percentage multiplied by this will give you total amount of heptane here. Heptane here plus heptane here divided by total amount of liquid and vapor, this plus this. This is called overall composition. That is what is done here. 28.07, 0.55 plus 14.04 moles multiplied by 0.73. Totally, this plus this material will be there, both liquid and vapor. This is called overall composition. That is 0.67. That is here actually. That's what you started with. This is called overall composition. We represent X and Y as composition. Here it is Z because it is neither liquid nor vapor. So it is better to represent it as some third symbol, that is Z. So Z is overall composition. So this is a representation. You started with this. You went up till here. It became liquid and vapor. You took vapor and cooled it. You again got a mixture of liquid and vapor. So here percentage of normal heptane has increased. So this has resulted in separation. This is an inefficient way of doing distillation. Every time, this is called one step. This is one stage. This is another stage. Again, you take this and then cool this. Again, percentage will increase, but amount of vapor will decrease. That's the problem. So this is inefficient way of purifying, because inefficient way of separation, because every time this vapor is getting reduced quantity. So there is a better way of doing this, and that is what is done in distillation column. So as of now, you please understand the meaning of this liquid and vapor. So in distillation column, what happens is liquid is vaporized, vapor is formed, vapor is allowed to condense. It will happen repeatedly in a different and systematic manner, and totally there will be good amount of vapor coming out with higher percentage of more volatile component. So you need to do some assignment, because it will reinforce your understanding. We have discussed what is TXY diagram. Please also understand what is PXY diagram, how to identify liquid, vapor and liquid plus vapor regions. And there also you will have bubble points and dew points. You can also apply lever rule there, and again explain what is the meaning of distillation on that PXY diagram. But this will be at constant temperature. Earlier we were heating, we were increasing the temperature. Now you have to keep the temperature constant, vary pressure. Okay, that's the meaning of PXY diagram. So TXY diagram, pressure will be constant. PXY diagram, temperature will be constant. So mark this distillation process again, vaporization, condensation, this operation on a PXY diagram. This will be your assignment, and this is what we did. TXY diagram, identify all this bubble points and dew points, apply lever rule, and mark the distillation for on the TXY diagram. Again, in the next session, we will discuss line diagram of distillation column. As I told you, repeated condensation and vaporization is distillation. How exactly this happens in the distillation column, we will see. We will also see what is a line diagram and how does it work, distillation column. And there are certain nomenclature in the same way as X represents mole fraction of more volatile in liquid phase. With regard to distillation column, there are certain nomenclature and notations. We will understand them also. To do process design of distillation column, we will use McBain-Thiele diagram. McBain-Thiele diagram has got derivations arising out of doing material balance. We are not doing the derivation of those equations. We are going to use those equations straight and then design distillation column using McBain-Thiele diagram. That is where operating lines also will come. So we'll understand all this in the next session. Now, if you want to take a quiz to assess your understanding, you can send a request to Vinod Kallur at rvca.edu.in, and along with the quiz, you will also get this PowerPoint presentation and other assistance. Thank you very much.